So I just received a custom molded steering wheel in the mail. This is made by PersonaGrip from Ed at thesteeringwheelguy.com. And what he does is he takes a stock wheel and he removes the padding and the leather on a portion of the grip, and then he molds on kind of a dense rubber material that then he custom molds in grooves for your fingers, kind of finger grooves in the areas where you're going to be using it most. I sent him sketches of my hands, so this wheel is actually sized to me, to my hand, and there's ridges all the way around on both sides, so that when I'm holding the wheel at the 9 and the 3 position, my fingers fall in the grooves, but also if I move my hands up or down, it falls in the grooves. And I think that's going to be a really nice feature. I tend to drive at the 9 and 3 position, but a lot of times when I'm cornering, I will move the lower hand up a little bit to get a little bit more leverage to turn the wheel. When I'm turned like this, my wrist is bent, and so I'm kind of pushing sideways with the muscles in my lower arm, where if my hand is up here at the top, I can more pull down with the muscles in my upper arm. And the idea, or the big thought about why do you need a custom molded steering wheel, is by having the finger grooves and having it sized for my hand, I will have to squeeze the wheel less hard to keep my hand on the wheel, to make sure the wheel doesn't slip through my hands. And by squeezing less hard, I should be able to feel more feedback from the steering wheel, because the muscles in my hands will be more relaxed. The muscles in my fingers and my fingertips will be able to feel very slight vibrations and the force required to turn. As you're going through a corner, the wheels, as the front wheels build up their slip angle, they're building up more traction, and they're going to get to a point where they're going to exceed their optimum traction, and the wheels will start sliding more than they're pulling the car in the direction you're pointed. At that point, the steering wheel gets lighter. There's less steering force required because some of the friction isn't being used to move the car in the direction you're going. So hopefully by being able to feel that transition point where the tires start to lose some of their grip, where I have exceeded the maximum cornering force, or the steering input angle for that cornering force, it will allow me to drive closer at that threshold edge. It's kind of like the same idea of threshold braking. We want to be able to brake at the point right before the wheels lock up. That's going to give us our maximum braking force, or the maximum friction between the tire and the road. Once you lock up the tires, there's actually less frictional force than if the tire is still moving but almost to that point of locking up. So that's the idea with steering as well. We want to be able to drive at that point where we're almost exceeding that slip angle of the front tires, but not quite. So we shall see if this custom steering wheel helps me feel that or not. Luckily, I'm going to be testing this out in a few days at the track, so I will give everyone a full report. But my initial thoughts are, it looks nicely made. Ed was very good to work with, very good to coordinate shipping, and the time that I needed it, his turnaround time, I was very pleased with that. So look forward to more.